The suitcase looked ordinary, but as she gripped the handle, her fingers buckled under its surprising weight. Her knees wavered for a moment, and she almost stumbled. That brief flicker of confusion on her face, just a flicker, was enough to confirm that every second I'd spent planning this weekend had been worth it. My goodness. She laughed nervously, trying to recover her poise. Did you pack rocks in here? Her eyes flicked to me, seeking reassurance, searching my face for a hint of what I might know. I shrugged, my expression unreadable. It's got everything you'll need, I said coolly, my tone stripped of affection. This trip is special. She hesitated, a beat too long, then flashed the bright, rehearsed smile she'd perfected over the years. More performance than emotion. You're too kind, she murmured, pressing a perfunctory kiss to my cheek. It was cold, hollow, like a transaction, not affection. I watched as she wheeled the suitcase to the car. Its wheels groaned under the burden. Only when her taillights vanished down the street did I finally exhale. The curtain had lifted. The first act of her reckoning had begun. Her name was Emily. We'd been married for nearly 10 years, together for 12. I used to think we were solid, comfortable in that quiet way couples sometimes settle into. We shared routines, in-jokes, holiday traditions, dreams we built over late-night conversations, or so I believed. 3 months ago, the illusion cracked. She'd left her phone on the kitchen counter while she showered. I wasn't looking for anything, at least. That's what I told myself. But when the screen lit up, the message was impossible to ignore. Counting down to this weekend. I miss you already. Derek. Derek, the name meant nothing to me. He wasn't a friend, not a co-worker, not someone in any of her stories. My gut clenched. I didn't confront her, not yet. Storming in blind would only give her room to twist the truth. I needed certainty. I needed proof. And proof I got. I became an actor in the theater of our marriage, calm, loving, attentive, all while planting a keylogger on her laptop, silently collecting their chats, their emails, their secret plans. I installed a GPS tracker under her car. I followed her once, from a safe distance, as she visited an upscale hotel downtown and lingered too long inside. It didn't take long before I had everything I needed. Each message they exchanged was a dagger, each excuse she gave me, late nights, girls' dinners, sudden errands, now had a darker truth behind it. And still, I said nothing. Let her think she was in control. Let her believe her performance was working. She was giddy when she mentioned the weekend getaway with her friends. I nearly laughed out loud. The charade was so thin it was insulting. I knew her friends' names, their habits, their honesty. None of them were involved in this. Still, I played the role of the trusting husband. You've earned a break, I said with a smile. Go relax. I'll keep busy here. She packed with extra enthusiasm, selecting her most flattering outfits, spritzing perfume she hadn't worn in months. She even hummed as she zipped up the suitcase. I helped her load it into the trunk. My own bag, packed not with clothes but with ammunition, photos, messages, receipts, was already waiting. Derek lived across the city, in a sleek, modern apartment. I'd watched the place for weeks, memorized his habits. He was polished, self-assured, the kind of man who believed he was untouchable, the kind who didn't give a second thought to the husband left in the dark. When I arrived that night, I parked discreetly and waited. Her car was already there, angled hastily into a visitor's space. I gave them time enough to feel comfortable, to let their guard down before I walked to the door and knocked. Derek answered. He looked exactly how I imagined. Mid-30s, designer watch glinting, confidence flickering in his eyes until he saw me. Then it dimmed, just slightly. Can I help you? He asked, tone guarded. You can, I replied and stepped forward. He tried to block the door. I didn't let him. A gentle shove with my shoulder, and I was inside. He opened his mouth to protest, but I silenced him with a glance. Quiet, Derek. We're going to talk. Emily appeared from the hallway, wrapped in a robe, her face draining of color when she saw me. James, her voice cracked. What are you doing here? I ignored her. My eyes stayed locked on Derek. You know who I am. He swallowed. I think you should go. I laughed, bitter and sharp. Oh, I will, but not before we clear some things up. I dropped the bag on the coffee table and emptied it. Screenshots of their messages, printed photos, hotel receipts, digital logs, the evidence spilled across. The glass like shattered glass. Derek's eyes darted over each page, his confidence unraveling by the second. Thought you were clever, I said, voice rising. Thought you could sneak around and I'd never know. James, please. Emily began. Can we talk privately? I turned to her, fury laced with cold finality. Privately? Now you care about privacy? After months of lying, you don't get that privilege. She looked like she might cry. But I had nothing left to give. No pity, no sympathy, only truth. You made your choices. Now live with them. I looked at Derek again. How does it feel, knowing it's over, that everything you built is about to come crashing down? I didn't mean, he started. Spare me the excuses. You have a wife, don't you? Lovely woman. I have her number. She'll be hearing from me soon. His face turned gray. Please, don't beg. I said coldly, neither of you showed me that courtesy. I turned to leave, but paused. One last thing, if you ever go near her again, I'll make sure every professional contact you have knows what kind of man you really are. I walked out. The silence behind me was thick and suffocating. The aftermath came swiftly. I sent everything, evidence and all, to Derek's wife. I didn't know her, but she deserved the truth. She filed for divorce within a week. Derek's company distanced itself, quietly pushing him out. His fall from grace was swift. Emily tried. Of course, she cried. She begged. She said it was a mistake, that she'd been confused, that she still loved me. I didn't listen. The divorce proceeded quickly. She left with nothing but her suitcase, the same one I'd packed for her, heavy with consequence. I stood alone in the house we once called home, and for the first time in years, I felt light. Not happy, not yet, but free. The betrayal had cost me a marriage, but in return, it gave me back my dignity, my clarity, and my power. I didn't seek revenge. I gave justice, quiet, final, and absolute.